film school is not the reason you should be a filmmaker. It's just a tool that helps you.
Sup, creators? Let me tell you something. We're living in the era of filmmaking, the era of content creation. So this is literally the best time ever to pursue a career as a creative. Don't let anyone fool you. This day and age, this generation, it is all about the visuals. Content is king. But how do you start? There are so many creators online who have adopted this YouTube style filmmaking, run and gun filmmaking, as so do I myself. How about film school? Is that still relevant when you can access all of this knowledge just by a touch on your phone? Hey, I'm Tom, and this is the first video podcast of Creator Secrets. So I sat down with two filmmakers who actually helped me a lot along the way of becoming a freelance creator. In the left corner, we have Simon, and I don't know how to describe him better than a jack of all trades, but a really, really good one. He knows how to handle a camera, but also is an amazing animator and editor. On the right corner, we have Brent. He is a DP, a director of photography, a camera operator, and overall genius when it comes to making compositions and framings that will blow your mind. We come from three different worlds. Brent, who did film school, Simon, who did day training courses, and me coming from, well, online education, as you can call it. And we just had a little chat about what's the way to go when you're starting out. Enjoy.
And I'm never looking back again.
Do you think, I'm already going ahead, but do you think it helps you more if you did film school in relation to what I am doing? Like coming from nowhere and starting on YouTube instead of going to film school?
Well, it depends. Of course, you get some like tips from people in the industry. You get to know people in the industry. That helps a lot. That helped for me because I didn't know anybody in the Belgian film and media industry. And like I said, just small tips like don't be late at film shoots. Just try to behave. Don't be an asshole. That stuff, general things, but you learn that in film school as well, and that helps to in your career, of course.
But it's more like you got teased, so it's not that you become a pro after. No.
Yeah, it's never in film school.
When you're at home, you're like, oh, that was nice. Let's try it myself, and then you can learn yourself and you progress yourself.
I think I met Brent the first time I really did do my first step into filmmaking because I did an internship at a production company. That was really funny because I went there, I was a marine biologist. My knowledge of cameras was limited to GoPros and a Canon 70D, and that was the first camera I had, and I think I had it for 2 months. So like technical skills, zero. I just went there and said, hey guys, give me a job, whatever, give me some internship possibilities and I will come work for you for free. That was really easy for me to start my way into the filmmaking stuff. But what I learned from being there at the internship is like you guys told me, I didn't have per se the film school or the courses background, but you learn the stuff, the everyday stuff that you cannot find on a YouTube video. Stupid stuff like tape your cables to the ground, or how, even better, how do you roll the cables? You learn the basic stuff that I think you can use when you're on a shoot. But by not having that kind of background, it's just having a workflow that you miss.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you don't need the education part and all the tips that you're explaining, because I know a DP who didn't do anything. He didn't even have a 70D or something like that. He just started with almost nothing, with gear from friends, and starting to make small films, and he liked it as you. He just really started from nothing, and now he's doing big commercial productions.
I think it's also because people who have the passion for it, who like really want it. If you want it hard enough, you will make it
Indeed.
to where you want.
Because you can learn a lot on school or from other experienced people. I do it this way or that way. But after a while, you just throw it all to the side and you find out what's your way.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I make it work? It's
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think that you can get there a little faster if you had the background.
Then you have the
Of
tool.
course.
Yeah,
The tool. You have the tools, and then you need the
Film school is like YouTube. You just use it as a tool
Yeah.
to get from A to B. Some people do it without.
Yeah.
Some people need it. It all depends.
Some
from-
people
from-
just sit there 3 years and they do nothing with it.
If you had the choice now to do everything from YouTube, learn everything there, just do it your own way, or start film school.
That's a difficult one. I think I'm still going for. So it's YouTube or film school.
Well, YouTube or all the other classes, or maybe
Yeah.
even like what Simon did, like
Yeah.
day
I-
classes.
I think I would still go for the classes and the film school, just because you have a one-to-one. I mean, in YouTube you also have the comment thing or the Q&As, or you can still meet up with those people. But
It's not real life interaction.
yeah, and also the people, the teachers in film schools and the courses, they already have a couple of years of experience. They're not always the best people in the business. Sometimes you have really good teachers who also are high-end filmmakers, sometimes not. But that doesn't matter. They have the experience, general experience in the business. And that's something YouTubers in general, they are great filmmakers, but most of the time they're a little bit by themselves. I mean, if you want to do like a real film, like fiction, then you need a crew of 40, 50
Yeah.
people. There are YouTube channels who do it, like the what's it called, Riot?
Right, Film Riot.
Film Riot.
Yeah.
Didn't
Didn't he do film school? I think he
Yeah,
did film school.
that might be true. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I know what you.
So
Yeah.
but general YouTubers make a film on their own or with 2 or 3 people, but not with a crew of 40 people. And then I think some people who are in the film schools can still give you more tips and guidelines to how everything works. Just talking about it doesn't have to be that much, but
Yeah, and
And,
just being in class with other people, just
also, yeah.
sharing experiences and talking about it.
And you need to work together on projects.
Indeed.
And I think that's to have like great quality films. One person isn't enough.
Yeah.
And you,
I'm talking about cinema and
Yeah.
commercial.
High-end commercials, all of that.
Yeah.
Simon, what's
Yes.
your answer to that question?
hmm,
So you had like
Maybe-
a little bit in between of
Yeah.
everything.
but if I would do it again, I would maybe use more YouTube together with the classes.
Yeah.
I think I did the classes, but I didn't try enough extras next to the classes. So I would maybe implement YouTube a little bit with the classes.
I also wanted to add something about film schools and courses in general. It's a good starting point, but now you reminded me, I did a workshop after my film school in the US somewhere for 1 month, and there I learned nothing new, completely nothing, because I already had some courses and I already, like you said, did some YouTube things because it was an editing course, so I already video co-piloted everything out of it. How do you say it? You know what I mean.
Yes.
And so at that time, it was too much education, and then it was time for yourself and starting.
You reach a plateau
Yeah.
of what you can still take on
And
or
then
take
you have to
in,
do it.
and then you have to practice it. And what I did was just, I said like, okay, then I'm going to do everything on my own. And I started the YouTube channel that now has grown into Tom's Odyssey. But for me, that was my practice. That was how I did everything. I had to film myself. Like, how do you film yourself? Okay, I have a flip screen, but I wanted to do everything in manual. So getting all the settings right. How does it work with focus? What f-stop do you use?
If you had gone to film school,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have been where you are now, I think.
probably not.
Because I've seen how you film.
Yeah.
It's completely different than how we
Yeah.
do it.
Indeed.
I
It's
would-
difficult to film.
Yeah.
the same as
I
him.
made like one YouTube video of myself
Mhm.
and it was horror.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And for me, it's
'Cause-
difficult to film like you guys do.
But-
so
But as it's a little bit burnt into us, you can just throw it on the side
It's
and
also
try.
the downside of going to film
Indeed.
school. It's
yeah, and that's actually what I wanted to come to is because I did everything on my own. I had to. Now we're going deep, but I had to come up with like my own kind of workflow. So that was also mostly the reason why I did the internship, because I wanted to know more and I had reached my plateau. It was actually by studying people like you guys or going on a job or going on a shoot with you guys that I learned more of the ins and outs of like how do you set up a composition. For me, compositions, yeah, you know, my compositions are totally different from yours. I would say like put someone center, middle, leave a little bit of space above his head, which is like madness for both of you.
First time you asked that, I was like, why?
But it depends on the style you're also going for. For
Yeah,
me, it's
that's
more
what I mean with
yeah,
artistic. But
yeah.
if you do it because you don't
don't
know
know.
how to make
Yeah.
music, then I fucking hate it.
And that's why it was so important for me to study guys like you, to know how do real filmmakers do the composition. Because you can see it, but if you don't see it in practice, you don't really. Every composition is different. Every moment is different. You need to adapt to that situation. I think that's just for me the little things that you learn on a shoot when you're actually practically doing stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's experience. There's nobody who can teach you that.
No,
Yeah.
indeed.
You
True.
can also just start by doing interns with camera people or just one-to-one and
shadowing.
yeah, and stay there for 1 month, 2 months, maybe longer, and maybe that's
The kick you need.
that there are like 1,000 different ways to come into the business. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to end it here. Remember, if you want to see the full podcast, you can go link in the description. That will take you to the place you need to be. I hope you got something out of this. Definitely if you're trying to pursue a career in a creative field. I've learned a lot from these guys. I hope you can learn a lot from me. Now, how I see it, it's like this. If you want to do big things, and I mean huge productions or working in teams, bigger teams than just a few people, film school might be a good step for you. But if budget, age, or any other reason is really keeping you from doing that, then, well, also, there's literally no excuse anymore not to start. Because you can find everything on the internet. If a marine biologist like me can do it, so can you. And I'm cheering for you. You're going to do great. It's good to be back. It's good to be... I like the new space. It's looking good. Guys, I will see you in the next one. You know, everything I do, everything that this channel is about, it's all about the creativity.